Hi everyone, it's Miss Judy. Welcome to Kids Formation. Do you recognize this drawing from last week? I want to remind you that whenever I repeat something, it's not that I think you forgot, it's because it's important. So when something is repeated, you can think of it like a big exclamation point reminding you that it is important. All these dots in my drawing represent people. The people who love Jesus, the church. Now sometimes the people who love Jesus, the church, gather together in a building. But the church is the people who love Jesus. We are the church with all the people who love Jesus, all the people who love Jesus around the world, and all the people who love Jesus through all times. We are the church together. The biggest, most important thing that the church has in common is that we love Jesus. These drawings of books represent clues for other things we have in common. Last week, we talked about the Bible. The church reads scripture together. The church values the Bible, and it's one of the things that we have in common. Let's take a look at our next book. The letters on my drawing stand for the Book of Common Prayer. The Book of Common Prayer guides our services together. This book is used by Episcopal churches across the United States and Anglican churches around the world. Some other parts of the church use different prayer books to guide their services. And some parts of the church don't use a prayer book at all. But all over the world, all throughout time, the church has gathered together. We gather together for services. We gather together in classes to learn things. We gather together for fun. We gather together to encourage one another. The church loves Jesus. The church reads scripture together, and the church gathers together. Some parts of the church gather in church buildings. Some parts of the church gather in great big cathedrals. Some parts of the church meet in borrowed buildings, like school buildings or even banquet halls. Some parts of the church gather inside homes. Some parts of the church gather outside in nature. Sometimes the church gathers by computer. Some parts of the church gather in secret because they live somewhere where it's not safe for the church. But wherever they meet, the church gathers together to encourage one another. Our verse of the week comes from the New Testament in the book of Hebrews. Our verse of the week says, "Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works, and let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another." And our verse of the week reminds us to encourage one another and to gather together, to meet together. Take care, everyone.